my understanding of Dr. King, and I remember I lived through that period back in the 1960s, and that Dr. King would say that this is a good bill, that we should not be teaching a bill that is divisionary, and that this is the kind of a bill I believe that should be taught at a college level where people are more competent and have the ability. But to have the teacher have the opportunity to divide and to create animosity between the different kids, just by saying, when you're in the first or second grade and you want to talk about civil rights, and understanding, with due respect, Representative, that we need to talk about civil rights, and it is. And we've had, since the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1968 Fair Housing Act, and we're 65, almost 70 years later, and we're still having a discussion, which we weren't really having until former President Obama came into office. What I'm trying to get at is a divisionary of a party to try to divide, and that when we teach our kids, and it would be understandable for me to have a kindergarten, first or second or third grade kid come home and say, we talked about civil rights today, and do you know what Johnny did and Frankie did and their mother, and they did, and that's what this leads to. And I think it's similar to the Project 1619, which I have railed against a Ball School District is doing, that is illegal, unethical, immoral, and if we had an attorney general that would actually follow the law, would step up and ensure to do something that would not be being taught. I understand the angst of people on the other side of the aisle and the angst of some of the people in the Civil Rights Act. I've admitted that. I marched in Boston in the 1967, 68, 69 area for civil rights, and understand and appreciate the angst that was there from the past. But we've had 70 years to correct this, and we're trying to correct it again. And I think that if we take and cut into the little kids and create this division amongst them, we are not helpful. We're not helpful to the kids. We're not helpful to society, Arizona, or our future as a nation as a whole. Rather than be an opportunity, taking an opportunity to get together and heal, it's to me relevant to the fact that what we must do is have a discussion. We've had the discussion. It's been going on for 70 years, and some members of society have got to begin to realize that they have to take a responsibility that comes with being free and equal, to teach their kids to be observant and to be supportive of structure, and we as a nation of law are actually of laws. So with that, I just want to say that I've raised a little bit of umbrage that Dr. King, because my understanding of Dr. King, when I marched in 1968, is that he wanted to judge us on the color of our character, and not on the content of our character, not the color of our skin. And that he wanted to have the ability to say that all of our kids, and we could sit down together and we could have a discussion. Something such as this being taught, the divisiveness in our schools, stops us from having a conversation. It creates a open sore that it would be being taught. Now, if this was a postgraduate or graduate course where people have matured enough to have an understanding of that, but you tell a kid in kindergarten or first or second grade that Johnny's parents did this or did that or did this or did that, when the reality of it is that it's never really discussed about, is that we had blacks that sold blacks, and people of Orientals that sold Orientals, and Caucasians sold Caucasians, in that every historical part of society has in the years. And all I'm saying is that this is not moving forward on this is divisive, and I take umbrage at Dr. King's name being trashed, in my opinion, on this article, because the fact of the matter to me is that civil rights, we're all God's kids, but if we're not allowed to have the understanding to work with each other and have that without having someone come in and saying that and dividing us up. I'm going to shut up and get off my high orders. Madam Chairman, thank you very much.